Well, howdy, folks. It's time for Beyond the Smoke Barbecue Talk. So grab your drink of choice and come gather around the fire as we talk all things Beyond the Smoke. Featuring pitmaster chats from all your favorite names in barbecue. We chat about competitions, pits, meats, and everything in between. From barbecue to grilling, from trimming to smoking, we got you covered. Got questions? Let us know. We're always happy to hear from you. Thanks for coming, friend. We're glad you're here. Now sit back, relax, and let's talk some barbecue. It's time to go Beyond the Smoke.
What's up, boys?
We're back.
It's another Monday.
Shit, dude, we made it.
What's up, Chase?
Oh, Chase.
Yep. Another motherfucking Monday. What y'all boys get into this weekend?
Lost my ass.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah, that's all right, though. It happens, right?
You had the food truck open this weekend?
Yeah, I opened up this weekend, but the problem is weather came in, dude. The freaking weather came in.
Mm-hmm.
Screwed me over, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they were busy on Thursday. The weather came in. Man, we had those crazy winds come in, man. And yeah, so I guess nobody wanted to go out or whatever, but it is what it is.
Yeah.
So what's up, Lance? What's up, Bobby?
What's up, Bobby? Yeah, I guess one of those things. It happens, though.
Yeah, I'm on my laptop, dude, so it's going to take me a little bit hard. I don't have my freaking old man glasses on. Can't see nothing, dude. And yeah, I had the two monitors, the two big-ass monitors of the house, and now I have a little laptop. So,
yeah.
What's up, Brendan?
Bro, have you seen those monitors that's like 3 or 4 feet long? You know what I'm talking about?
With the curve? Yeah.
The curved ones?
Yeah, but you can have like 4 or 5 different desktops open at once on that one monitor.
Oh, shit.
Damn.
Yeah. You know Kyle has 3 of them on order already.
Nah, I haven't ordered one.
I've been trying to convince
monitors
Brandon to let
here,
me get one.
Oh, right on.
So, what's up with y'all?
Just hanging out, man. Cooked for the family Sunday and just finished up some flooring.
Damn, you're still working on that floor?
God, dude. I'm too fat.
Hey, when you're done with that, come on down to Odessa. Got some work for you.
Right on.
Work for you.
Man, it's not bad until the
Man.
next day and your legs and back are killing you from scooting across the floor.
Dude, I'm telling you, man, my hip is killing me. I don't know what the hell happened, dude, but like I can barely walk right now. Hip's so jacked up.
36.
Like an old man.
Old, dude.
Like an old man, dude. I'm telling you.
I thought you were though.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, I think I'm the youngest one on this motherfucker.
Yeah, I don't think so.
The youngest over 40.
Oh, that's fucked up.
And Anthony, you cooked this weekend. What happened?
Oh man, it was all right, man. I got there, and as soon as I got there, it was windy, right? And I got there late because I was trying to get there for steak turn in. I had my steak all nice and trimmed up, ready to go, and I was running late. I got there, and it was like 30 minutes till turn in. There was no way I was gonna be able to get my fire going and all that shit. So I was like, fuck. So then next thing you know, I take my canopy out, take it out, and I'm over there, one man in it and stuff. And I said, shit, I'm gonna use these screws here that I got them drill screws with my with my impact like that Sam does. So I was all like just holding one leg down on the ground while I was gonna go and bring the rest of it out. Big gust of wind came and busted that bitch right in the I was like, what the fuck? Dude, I was like, okay, just pretended like I meant to do that and just tossed the bitch back in my truck. Then I went ahead and got set up, man. And then there's Aaron and Chase right behind me. And man, I was just like, from there, I was just like, all right, got to set the tone, man. Got to get into this, It's just another comp, And man, shit, as soon as the time you know it, I looked up, it was like 10:30 at night and shit. I was like, God dang, but I finished all my shit. And I was just ready to go, man. And then Saturday morning came. I was like, all right, it's time to do this, man. And for our most part, I had a decent cook. I burned the shit out of my ribs, bro. I mean, I'm talking about with no au jus, bro. It was like pudding in there. It was sticky. I was like, oh my God. They were blacker and shit. I was depressed. My chicken, I charred the bottom of it, but I was like, it's all right. That dog will hunt, I thought it was a solid chicken. My brisket, on the other hand, I could barely get 8 slices out of that little baby ass brisket I got. But man, it was a pretty brisket. So I was in such a hurry, you know me, last minute. I didn't even get a picture of my brisket, but I turned it in. And I was fortunate enough to walk away all 3 walks with the 15th place brisket and a 10th place chicken and a 3rd place rib, bro. I'm like,
there you go.
I guess it like charred ribs, bro. Even in the picture, I was just like, oh, yuck, gross. You know what I mean? It was just like, it didn't look right, man.
Like burnt food.
Yeah, man. I guess so. And I was just surprised more than anybody else, man. So that was a nice little surprise and a little bit of, I got gas money to go home. And then I bought me a awesome burrito. And dude, I bought an awesome burrito from there. I'm not saying nothing bad about it, but I'm going to go ahead and say it anyway. Man, that burrito, bro, it tastes kind of funky. And I was all like, our burritos don't taste like that back home. I was like, fucking, I'm hungry. I powered through it, bro. I woke up in the morning, 2 a.m. Dude, I had the fucking power shits from crazy, bro. I was like a pressure washer. I had to stop every place on the way home just to get home, bro. I left my sister's house in Lubbock because I stayed the night in Lubbock. I left there and I hit Market Street just down the street to go take a dump. And I went down there and I made it out of town and made it to Ropesville. Boom, had to hit another place. It just, man, my stomach was killing me bad. And it was at Also's Burrito, bro. It came back to haunt me.
That's what you're claiming, huh?
Yeah, bro, because I mean, that little sticker, that little thing on the back of the wrapper, how they mark the time and all that stuff, that sucker, bro, when I bit into it, it didn't taste right, bro. It tastes like some asado / carne guisada type shit. I was all like, wait a minute.
Hey, but the real question is, did you finish it? Did you finish that damn burrito?
Oh, I did. I ain't gonna lie, bro. I was hungry, like I said. I powered right through it, what's going on, Richard?
Awesome, what's up, Richard? And Kyle, what's up with you? Good weekend?
Busy weekend, bro. Made a trip down to San Antonio. But turn and burn.
Yeah.
Turn and burn, and then Sunday, just trying to get that place cleaned up and worked on that. And went to church, came over to your house, busy, busy as fuck. Sure.
For
Yeah,
sure.
I bet.
Kyle showed up at the house, dude. I'm on all fours cleaning the freaking trailer, dude. That thing was a mess, man. I needed to get that done. It was pretty bad. So, but I saw that you were loaded down with some Texas original. No, that shit was loaded down.
Would you have 5 pallets?
5 pallets. Yeah, we already got 3 of them are gone. So
Damn.
we got 2 of them sitting in the garage. If somebody needs
What's up,
some,
Nicho?
come by.
What's up, Nicho?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah,
man.
brother. Ah, shit. Don't ruin my plug, man. Damn.
Well, cool, man. Sam, why don't you introduce our guests, dude?
Yeah, now we got Mike Gomes of Mike's Q, and I believe he's the VP of the
Right on.
IBCA board.
That's it.
Sir.
What's up, Mike?
Hey, what's
Mike,
going on, man?
Everybody doing all right
thanks
tonight?
for
Yes,
We're doing
sir.
good, man. We're doing good. Thanks for coming on and spending a little bit of time. I know we talked about it a couple weeks ago, and y'all had a meeting come up, and I wasn't able to make it, man, but we made it happen, right?
What's up,
Yeah.
Joy?
No, man. Happy to be here, man. It was just, I've been watching the show for a little bit, and Serge, I've been following you for a little bit, with your business and, your posts and stuff, and it just reminds me a lot of when I was getting started. And I go, man, I got to talk to Serge. I got to get this out. I got to just express and let everybody know the ups and downs about that, at least from having done it, why I decided to do it. Maybe some of the regrets, but
Tell me about it.
the only regret is that I'm actually only 30, but I look like 55. Yeah,
Let me see.
yeah, it was a good time.
Well, shit, I ain't 30, but man, my eyes are not 30 for damn sure. I can't see none of this shit. Let me see. Let me turn this up a little bit.
What's up,
Hey,
Andy?
Yeah,
what's up,
so-
DJ?
Oh, what the hell's that over here? Freaking laptop.
You got too much going on, Serge, on a little bitty screen?
Yeah, too much, man. Too much. Anyways, so Mike, how's it going? How's IBCA and kind of talk about that and just jump into it.
Yeah. Oh, so on the IBCA side, we're doing great. I mean, making a little comeback over the last 3 or 4 years. When I came on about 5 years ago, we were kind of in a restarting, rebranding type situation. As far as the history before I got there, I didn't know too much about it. I didn't care too much about it. It was more of, well, I came on as a Region 1 director, which is mostly Austin North, all the way, pretty much to Dallas, and then all the way to the right along the border, then down to College Station, northern border, right? And it was a pretty big area. The good thing was when I came on, we only had a couple of cook-offs left. So anything I brought on was what we wanted to bring on, so I got to kind of pick and choose and say, you know what, if you're going to a Region 1 cook, you're going to a quality cook. We're not going to chase cooks. We're going to let the promoters have ideas, and then we're going to help promote those ideas and give good advice and just make it to where cooks want to come back. Lots of times promoters, they have an idea, and the main idea is to raise money, okay, which is literally hard at a barbecue cook-off unless you're on your 3rd or 4th annual, and you've got those sponsors and you're in the right area. Sponsorship, it's all about more money for their buck, more bang for their buck. What are they going to get out of giving you some money? And so, I'll give you a prime example. And this is something I'm sure you all see right now. RV parks are catching on. And I'm going to tell you why RV parks are catching on is because you have electric, you have water, you have sewer. And if you're in the season where it's not the peak season, they'll more than welcome you there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And they usually have a facility for scoring, judging. And, as long as the guys behave, they'll want us back. I promise you that.
Yeah.
Now, I did have one up in you all's area up in North Texas that was a little worried about, well, how am I going to get the money for this, and that? And I said, you have vendors that come do work all on your property. The pool guy, your electrician, anybody who does work there, squeeze some money out of them because they're your vendors. And if they would continue to want your business, they'll give to your competition because their goal is to just have their slots filled.
Work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So as far as I was concerned, that was all of that. You know, with IBCA was I got to start with something fresh. So that was a really good feeling. We have two guys now with Leonard Love and James Brooks who are now the Region 1 directors of those areas, just taking care of business now. They're great guys. I think the most important thing that any organization can do is if a promoter calls you and wants to talk about hosting a cook-off, man, you got to meet face to face. You got to make that drive, and you got to do that walkthrough. If you don't do that, you lose a lot. You can't show up and promise them the moon. Something that nobody at IBC is ever going to promise you. I'm going to bring you this many cooks, because you never know what's going to happen. You know, all we're going to promise is that we're going to do our best to promote your event and get you quality cooks and help you make the cooks want to come back the following year, which is the most important thing. You know,
right?
That's what we've been at with that. You know, the whole. You know, I did the region director thing. I was up for, you know, getting off the board because I was termed out. The opportunity, just a lot of things happened for the VP position. And I think we have a great president, or I wouldn't have done it, you know. And I do hope to succeed him at some point, but not until he's ready, you know.
Right.
I say we write that coattail as long as we can.
Yeah, for sure. No, we've been seeing a lot of, well, up north from where we're at. I mean, there's quite a bit of IBCA stuff going on over there with, you know, with Melody and all them pushing different contests. So
they've been doing a great. They've been doing a great job
up here.
Yeah, they've been doing a great job, and I was just talking to my wife the other night. We're gonna make some trips up there. I don't know. I said North Texas, and she said, "Are we going to New Mexico?" I said, "Whoa."
Come on, man. And you know you've made it. Yeah, there you go.
I texted Melody last night, and I said, "Hey, how are they as on space over there? Because my rig's not small. You know, anybody who's seen my rig, it's not small. So I do have to worry about that sometimes. But you know, it keeps everybody in the family happy that they have plenty of space to do what they want to do." And we all know that if the spouse ain't happy, then you ain't doing cook-offs, you know. So
yeah. Well, I think space probably be pretty good considering Chase with his new rig out there, freaking 80-foot fucking.
A love boat of barbecue there. Nice, man. Nice.
I saw a picture of that when they were hauling it in. I was like, Jesus, that's huge.
Yeah,
it's a hell of a rig.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But
and you're cooking a pick. Go ahead, Mike.
Well, the thing that I wanted to mention as far as the, you know, IBCA is IBCA. We're doing great. You know, our scoring system, we spent a lot of money on it for a lot of reasons. It was because we wanted the cooks to feel confident in the scoring system at the most. You know, you devote a lot of time, money, and effort, you know, and the last thing you should be worried about is the scoring system. So, yeah. And that set us back a lot, to be honest. You know, what we were at 2 or 3 years actually was because of what we were dumping into a scoring system. You know, and right now, before I'm gonna switch over here to the restaurant stuff for a minute, but before I do that, I did want to give a shout out to our head judges, because to any organization, they are the face of the organization. Anywhere you go, they're the face. They're the people you deal with. They're the people the promoters deal with on a daily basis, up into the cook-off itself. You know, so our head cooks, they do a great job. They go through an extensive, lengthy training before they're even released on their own. I used to be the guy on the board, you know, the new guy on the board that was like, man, they don't need to be doing like 6 cook-offs and then 3 or 4 evals before they come out and do it. I think this is easy. Our system is easy, you know. But you know what? Seeing things happen, things come up, they need to have the answers, and they're not going to get that unless they have the experience. So now I'm kind of like the veteran on the board, like, no, they need to do all of it. They need to do it all. They want to be a judge, because again, it's important, you know. You know, it's been really great, and I'm not done with IBCA unless I'm not reelected. But but I do see us doing a lot more cooks. Last year we had a lot of family stuff going on with weddings and baby showers and stuff like that. And this year's been kind of the same as the kickoff. But man, my wife, who's been the biggest supporter of me all, she's got a really rigorous schedule coming up, and I'm like, man, I got to get my shit together.
Yeah, right.
Because I'm not used to ordering every week. Yeah, get this on a subscription or something because this is ridiculous. But
yeah, for sure. Are you still getting out there and cooking whenever you get a chance, or
yeah, we just
with
did
the executive part.
Yeah, we've done 3 in a row, and 3 in a row is actually a lot for us. We do have twins graduating this May, so that's going to take up a little time. We are going to be doing the Oklahoma one, I believe, and now that I open my mouth, we probably are going to New Mexico. And Clifton is not out of the question. I know I thought that came up too. So it's kind of hard because when I was a Region 1 director, I wanted to attend all the Region 1 cooks, because I helped the promoters get to where they were going to be at, and then it's their baby, but I should still be showing up. But there's region directors who can handle that now, and I got to remember my role now is mostly, my main role is to support my president and the out-of-state cooks. So that's basically my role at IBCA right now. So I'm just trying to promote those and do well. I mean, we've got some in West Virginia, another one in Georgia that we're working on. There's a lot of irons in the fire. I'm excited, and it's a good time. New people that we bring on as they're elected or appointed, they're not coming in on the tail end of anything. It's kind of like a re-beginning of a lot of good stuff. The board is in a really good place right now, and it's exciting. It's exciting.
Nice, man. That's awesome. Yeah. But here, we have a lot of guys who cooking CBA and stuff like that. Why don't you explain a little bit about the changes that IBCA has come up with here recently in the past couple of years? I guess.
Well, the scoring system was a big deal. Like I said before, we have, now that it's been voted on and stuff like that, coming the new season, we are going to go to a 6th judge and drop the lowest score, because cooks get so pissed off, man. I had that one judge that just 10 on the first judge, and the 6th judge was 666, and go, what the hell is he smoking? What was he eating? Was he at the same table? You're asking yourself questions, and at the end of the day, it's what the members wanted. I don't know how much of a difference it's going to make, because it's going to apply to everybody at the cook-off, not just your score. So you are going to have your cooks that are like get lots of 9s and 10s, and they're going to be like, well, this guy who had 9s and 10s, but then had one judge really screw him, now he beat me because we dropped his lowest score. My lowest score was my highest score at the end of the day. You know what I'm saying? And it's like anything else. We're not going to please everybody. We're never going to make everybody happy. We are doing our best. Our president, Dennis Butterworth, does a great job of trying to be fair, and he's no nonsense, and that's what I've taken from him. No, we're going to do it this way because this is what the cooks want, and because he does go out and talk to them. And that's the important thing about going on to cook-offs. My wife gets mad because, she doesn't get angry, but she's used to it now. On Friday nights when we show up after the cooks meeting, I go walk around. I go try to talk to every cook I can. Now I may come back a little bit, but I try to have all my shit done before the cooks meeting. So
That's funny, man. What? Yeah. No, I was gonna say. I mean, thinking about it, with Butters, with his military background, and then you being as disciplined as you are with your law enforcement, man, y'all got to be pretty structured over there, for damn sure. You know what I mean?
I think we are. I think Dennis and I, we have a good conversation as far as, and sometimes just through text, you know, because we're both busy, but pretty much on the same page most of the time. And if we're not, you know, we'll discuss it and see where we go from there. You know, but that's not to say, I mean, you know, when I first got here and I came from, I work at a nonprofit. Okay. I work at a nonprofit that has other nonprofits that are their competition at the end of the day. Right. So I knew what we needed to do as an organization and a nonprofit, because my full-time job, I recruit members. Okay. And I retain those members. Well, that's what we needed to start doing at IBCA, recruit members and retain members, you know. And how are we going to do that? Well, the board, to me, at the very beginning, needed to be a little bit more structured, with people that were on the people sitting on the board needed to have more of a business sense, like mine, you know, like, you know, well, this is not good financially. Why are we doing this? You know, more of that. And I think that's made a big difference in the last 2 or 3 years. Is the people that are on the board currently are in that mindset. You know, no one's out for themselves or anything like that. And I'm not saying anybody else is. I'm just saying in the past, when I came on, it was different, you know. Right. And so I've got to sit on the board from the kind of through the changes and stuff like that. And I tell people all the time, I said, here's the deal. I don't fault anybody for starting their own sanctioning body or anything like that. That's their business. That's what they wanted to do. At the end of the day, these other sanctioning bodies that formed, that's their business. But the only people that it really hurt were the promoters, because it split the cooks. And now you have cooks, less competitions. And that's black and white. That's not hard. That's not rocket science. You know what I'm saying? And so I think we're just trying to do right. We're trying to preserve Texas barbecue. I think that's very important. And you're going to see some stuff coming up here in the next year or so about preserving Texas barbecue that IBCA is bringing forward. And you may even see it at the Texas Capitol. Just some little hint here and there.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's awesome, man. It seems like y'all are really pushing it, and it's good to see it. You know what I mean? And it's good for barbecue, for everything. I mean, like you said, with different sanctioning bodies, and it's good for barbecue. But like you said, it does kind of hurt, you know, the promoters and stuff like that. Shit.
It does, but at the end of the day, it's also created more cooks.
For sure.
You know, it has its pros and it has its cons. You know, like I said, again, I'm not faulting anybody for doing whatever happened in the past. I wasn't around on the board when that happened, and you know, I don't really honestly think about it too much. You know, we have our own agenda, we have our own deal, and we move forward, and that's what we do. You know, sir, you know, watching you on Facebook and stuff like that, following you and stuff. I'm not saying that passion is gone. I'm just old and tired. I had that passion. You know, I wanted to cook every day. I wanted to create something new. You know, and it was by accident. It was by accident. I was doing competition cooking. I was doing a lot of Lone Star because I was in Kerrville. So Lone Star was right around me. Everywhere I turned, you know, it was a Lone Star cook-off every weekend, you know. I remember Harvey Gebhardt, you know, I'll never forget one of the things, you know, he was just killing brisket, first place brisket every single time. And I remember he came up to my camp one night, and we're in Marble Falls, and he says, "Hey, come take a walk with me, Mike." I'm like, "Oh, okay." I promise you, I didn't do anything to get in trouble. I'm like the rookie here. And I'm tired of you not getting any walks. And I said, "Okay, yeah. I mean, I kind of do okay. I'm happy with myself." He goes, "Well, no, that's not good enough. Come walk with me. Come here." Of course, he's drinking his Crown and Coke. I think that's what he had. I assume it wasn't moonshine, but anyway, we're walking around. I'm around me. He goes, "Mike, you see all these cooks out here? I'm gonna tell you one thing. The more they drink, the better I cook." You know? that has stood with me, because I used to tell my kids, you know, when you roll into competition, I'm going to tell you, there's going to be a handful who get intimidated by what you roll in with. And they're going to tweak, and they're going to do something. And then there's going to be the other handful that if you've been doing decent and they see your rig roll in, you just mess with their minds, you know. And now you've just lessened the competition. Now take the other handful who are going to be drunk tonight and screw up some of their stuff. So you're halfway there when you show up.
Yeah, exactly.
Bring it
You hear
home.
that, Anthony?
What?
You know.
No,
But,
yeah,
you know,
yeah, for sure.
But back to the catering stuff, let me tell you, you know, I was doing competition cooking. I was living in Johnson City. So it was wine country galore, you know. And I'll never forget, I had all my friends that worked at wineries. You know, I had one call me one Saturday, said, "Hey, our food truck's not coming." I'm like, "Oh man, well that sucks. I was gonna go eat some food and drink some wine this weekend." No. Can you help us out? I'm like, "Well, what do you want me to do? Pour wine?" He goes, "No, we want you to cook." I'm like, "What? I can't do that. I have a little rig. I can't cook for how many people? It's like 400 people." I'm like, "No." Well, let's do a small bite. You got to make 400 small bites. You know, the first thing came to my head, I can make 400 sliders. That's no big deal, right? And I'm like, hey, I don't have a license for this. We're going to stick you way in the back of the winery. Nobody's going to see you. Don't worry about it. Now, the only reason I bring this up is because the statute of limitations has expired. So I'm like, all right, well, let's do this. Okay. So I went out and I did it. And you know what? I found a little niche. I found a niche in an area that had no barbecue. 60-something wineries in a 50-mile radius of where I lived, and nobody was doing barbecue. So that started Mike's Q. You know, I talked to a lot of winemakers there that were very successful, and I was coming up with numbers, 1836 barbecue, and I wanted numbers, 1776. I want all these kind of numbers for barbecue for some reason, right? And he's like, "Mike, everybody knows you here. Why are you going to choose it? Why are you going to change your name? Just stay with Mike." I'm like, well, I guess. Okay. And it worked out pretty well. I did 5 years of that search of every weekend. And we were feeding, just on Saturday alone, every Saturday, we were feeding 80 to 100 people on buses. Saturday. It was an automatic guarantee. Not to mention all the catering gigs that we were getting on the side. Keep in mind, I had to keep a full-time job, and I loved it, but man, it was, it's a lot of work. I had a food truck, a food trailer, but I designed that food trailer so if the food business didn't work out, I can go competition cooking,
Yeah.
And I had to be a backup to my means of spending money on the food trailer, So, that worked out great, and I met my wife, and she kind of came on and just kind of encouraged me to do more. And then right after, actually during COVID, I met a guy who had a restaurant he was putting together in the middle of nowhere, between Fredericksburg and Llano, which is off 16, right? And it's called, it's on the Bluebonnet Trail. And there used to be a place there called Harry's on the Loop. Okay. And all you see there is motorcycles on weekends and the car clubs, right?
Everybody
and
cruising.
Willow City is a location. There's not even a red light. There's one stop sign. That is it, right? And I said, okay. So he offered me a sweet deal to try it out. Well, let's do it. Actually, I'm lying. I didn't say let's do it. I said, I don't know about this. My wife said, no, you better do it. Let's try it out. You're not going to get this offer ever again. So we went to brick and mortar. And I got to tell you, man, I stepped in my truck in the parking lot on weekends to watch fires, and it aged me so much. But, it wasn't, when we decided not to lease, it wasn't because of business. The business was there. It was because I couldn't find any way to go work after COVID. It was really difficult. And my main job kept my salary and my position. So I decided, let's not renew the lease. It was after a little over a year. And I go, let's just go back to competition barbecue, And she says, well, yeah, that's how I met you, kind of. Was at a company. So, so here's the deal about that. we met working at the Capitol, and then a couple of weeks go by, and I invited her to cook-off, right? So I invited her to cook-off, and I don't know if it's her first cook-off, but she's there with me. She's at a cook-off, right? Well, it hasn't happened ever again, and I don't know if it ever will, but I had tricked it, right?
Oh shit!
Yeah.
No, not good, Anthony, because now the expectations are up here, bro.
Oh man.
And now I get the what the fuck? What are you doing?
What happened?
Get your shit together,
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, and
That's
so
crazy.
we got back into it. I was a little bit more at peace with myself. We get to choose where we go and stuff like that, and it's because of her. She is a big pusher in all this, and she loves IBCA. It's a big family, and we're going to start doing other sanctioning body cook-offs here soon. We just have to be sure that the ones that are IBCA that I should be at as the vice president, that I need to be at, period. I do have an obligation.
Right.
I don't know how I feel about 30-minute turn-ins. I don't know if I can do that shit, but yeah, no, that's Serge. When I see you, man, and I see your post, man, I either give you a thumbs up or I got a comment, because I've been there trying to create stuff that people are not used to tasting. It's you. It's somebody else that's creating it. You created it in your own kitchen, and it's different.
Yeah.
And I'm proud to say that you're from Raymondville, Texas, just like I am.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and if anybody didn't know, I mean, I pretty much grew up with Mike's youngest brother, right?
Yeah.
Tommy's the youngest, so we graduated together, and I remember seeing Mike out there when he was with the Force, and it's crazy that barbecue turned full circle, and then talking, 30 years later, 35 years later, right? It's a trip.
What's funny is when Tommy calls me on the weekends asking me, "Hey, bro, I'm putting ribs on." I told you this last month. Why are you calling me again? Look back at the text. It's the same. It's not going to change.
Yep.
Oh man, that's funny. Yeah. Where did your love for barbecue come, Mike? I mean,
well, man, bro, in the Valley, bro, every Sunday was barbecue.
For sure.
It was just all around us. But I will tell you that I was living in Kerrville. I was a police officer in Kerrville, and my dad had come up for Easter. My mom and dad had come up for Easter, and I mean, I didn't know there was anything going on. So this was my dad's first time to Kerrville, So I got him in the car, and we were driving around, and down at the park, which is a cook-off that still happens today, which is next weekend, I believe. There was a cook-off going on. I didn't know it was a cook-off. It looked like a freaking festival. Look, yeah, let's go down and check it out, right? So we're walking around, and my dad, he's like, "Hey, what are those people eating over there?" Yeah, bro, my dad. Anything free food, he's gonna go, right? I go, "Let's go check it out," So we walk down there, and sure enough, hey, we need judges. I go, "What? Judges for what?" "For barbecue." And I go, "Oh, we're probably not the ones to be judging barbecue." My dad, like, "Come on, sit down. Let's go." Well, back then, you could bring your beer in and drink beer and taste barbecue. I mean, and actually at that one, they were providing the barbecue, the beer. So we were like, "Hey, okay, they were giving us water, beer.
free beer and free barbecue,
free beer to judge, And we're right on the river. It was great. And I tasted food, and I said, "Man, I can do this." That was my mistake number one. I could do this, right? And so I had an uncle out in Abilene who worked in the oil for a really long time, and he was a welder. So I was talking to him. He made me a barbecue pit, little barbecue pit on a little 4x6 trailer. I drove all the way there. Everyone thought I was crazy. I brought it back, and I went to my first cook-off in Helotes, Texas, out in San Antonio. All night like a dumbass, like 15 hours or something like that.
Yeah. low and slow.
Yeah. And I got a 9th place chicken. Woo! I'm coming back next week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm coming back next week. You know, back then there wasn't a whole lot of YouTube stuff, you know. So it was just, you know, you either found someone to take a class or whatever. And I'm sad to say to this day I haven't taken a class. I would probably have spent half the money I have spent trying to figure shit out if I would just take a class.
Right.
You know? You guys, I always tell them that they're thinking about doing it. Go take 4 or 5 classes before you start. You'll save yourself a lot of money. You know.
Yeah.
So that being said, I did a couple of more. Then I got obsessed. And it went crazy after that. I may even have lost the second wife because of it. I don't know, but I went crazy after it. You know, to this day, if I don't light a fire at least twice a week, my wife will tell you now that I got a lot of fire.
Shakes.
You know? Yeah, we went to the cook-off this weekend, and we decided we decided to stay another night. And what did I do? I cooked steaks that night. I still barbecued beef and vegetables in the barbecue pit. And she goes, "You just cannot get enough, can you?" No, I can't. That's why we do it. You know?
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah,
that's the way I am. Yeah, like I said, if I'm not lighting at least one fire, you know what I mean? It's like, what are you doing? You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
especially around where I'm at. I mean, the food pretty much sucks, so it's like, what are you gonna do, right? You're gonna go get some shitty food, or you're gonna, you know, cook what you know how to cook and it'd be good, or go get some awesome burritos.
Yeah.
You know?
I knew it was coming. I was gonna say, there's one near you. That's what I know.
Well, when you were talking about that, I was like, oh, so that's how you stay regular. All right.
That Metamucil hit me hard, man.
No, that's awesome, man. That's awesome to hear that story, and then like I said, just have the, you know, all these years later to be talking to you about barbecue. You know what I mean? It's a trip.
Yep.
You think about it.
It's been great. Barbecue's been good to us, and we give back every chance we get to the sport.
That's good.
You know, we're blessed, so we do what we can. You know, and I'll actually be up in Odessa in 2 weeks.
Oh yeah,
so
it's cool.
Yeah.
Hit me up.
I will be there for 3 or 4 days for a conference. So
Okay.
I don't know where they have a conference in Odessa, but that's where I'm gonna be.
Yeah, they got a couple places. There's a couple hidden gems there for sure. Odessa's a sleeper, man. There's a lot of money there. There's a lot of money there. So
Yeah,
that Odessa Marriott Conference Center, that's a nice one right there.
yeah,
Real nice.
Super nice.
Top
Super
notch.
nice. Almost too nice for Odessa.
Yeah. That's like a conference center, like in Die Hard or something like that. It looks like all nice like that.
Yeah,
All fancy.
super fancy. You got any comments, Kyle? Nothing? Nothing coming?
Not a little bit. I just got one. Hey, so I got a question for you.
Uh-huh.
How do you feel about some of these
What a
events that
phone.
people have been trying out as double sanctioned bodies?
So I think that it's great that a lot of cooks come together because of it. The judging is the issue because the judging is so different from 4 meats to 3 meats or whatever it may be, from this type of system to another system. And then the turn-ins get in the way. You know, the turn-ins is a big issue. If you can iron out the turn-ins,
We lose them.
I think we lost them.
between both overlapping
There
each
you
other.
Oh, there it is.
They're back.
There you go.
Yeah,
we're
There's a little bit of a lag.
Yeah, I think it's just. Yeah, I think it was just it's more of the turn-in times again are an issue that I see. If you can iron that out, there's no reason why they can't have them.
Right.
No.
Yeah, but like you said though, there's some cooks that all they cook is, you know, CBA. Some cook all IBCA, and then like you said, the turn-in times start causing issues, and you see that on Facebook all the time, right? Whenever y'all do have, everybody's talking shit.
I remember that.
Yeah, and you know, and some of those are just trolling to try to get some feed to their Facebook page, but you
Yeah.
know, But you know, it is difficult. And then, I mean, you got to be, if you're sitting in the cook's position, you just spent double the money that weekend. You know, and so I think maybe one a year, but it's got to be really coordinated in a nice location. You know, I don't see anything wrong with it. It's just there is a lot to iron out, and if both bodies ain't on the same page, then there's no reason to do it. At the end of the day, you know. So.
Yeah, I didn't get to make that one. I think it was last year, right, in Cuero?
Yeah.
I didn't make that one, but I don't know. I felt like it would be a challenge, right, with the different turn-in times, making sure that your meat is still, you know, ready to go in the box if there was a time difference. I don't know. It seemed exciting to me. If there is another one that comes up, you know, I'll go. I'll try and throw my hat in there if I can. You know, I mean, like I said, I like a challenge, so I think it would be a good time.
Well, you know what I saw a lot there in Cuero was something cool, because there was a lot of cooks teaming up on both sides.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you coordinated the cook-off to make it where they had to coordinate with somebody from the other side, and it was one team, then you're just bringing people together at the end of the day.
Yeah, that would be awesome. That would be awesome.
That's a good point.
That would add another challenge to it too.
Yeah.
Yeah. And make it a hat draw. You don't know who you're going to get. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, that'd be cool.
One IBCA, one CBA, and get at it.
Yeah. You know,
cool,
and you got to help each other out. I mean, and I think you get cross. You know, people say, "Well, that wasn't that bad. I may cook one of those events next month." You know what I'm saying? Or vice versa. You know, it's all about promoting the sport. However we do it, it's the important thing to promote the sport.
Yeah. Absolutely.
You'll be hoping to pull that Ira Green freaking
shit.
Yeah.
Kevin says it was an awesome event and a great time, but what an awesome payout. Oh damn. Yeah. I bet
it paid out really well too.
Yeah.
I like that idea though for a CBA cook, or I guess like a majority CBA cook, a majority IBCA cook team up and
absolutely
just out of a hat draw.
Yeah. And then you typically get those kind of guys that don't normally know each other, or maybe they only cook a certain sanctioning body or whatever, kind of get to know each other and kind of get to, communicate, and just kind of like, you never know what will come out of that. You know what I mean? What kind of networking or what kind of friendship you establish there. You know, I think that's just overall great for the sport of barbecue. I just really think that's really beneficial to everybody.
It'd be a fucking free class right there, buddy.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I say some people be getting a free class.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, if I draw Fred Purvis, I'm gonna be fine. Bill, I'm gonna be fine. You know?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh darn!
You can go both ways.
Don't worry, Bill. I'll carry you.
Oh, that's awesome, man.
What's up, G-Walt?
Talk a little bit about that Sancho's Sazon seasoning, man. That some of that stuff was looking pretty good.
So let me tell you a little story about that guy. So he's a DPS trooper down in Laredo, right? And I came across him by accident in Laredo through another cop, right? And he goes, "Man, you got to meet this guy. He does seasonings." And okay, so for 2 years we promoted his stuff on the circuit, and it was good. I mean, but it is good in certain areas of the state, like your San Antonio and South, Laredo, down in the valley. I mean, it has that Tex-Mex feeling or taste.
Mm-hmm.
You know, his fajita seasoning, it's off the chain.
That's what caught my eye. That's why I brought it up.
The lemon lime seasoning, bro, you put that in a margarita or a freaking Bloody Mary. I'm telling you, it's good stuff. And he's doing good. I think he's in a lot of HEBs now. So he's doing the hard work, you know. My wife didn't like the logo, and the Sancho Sazon name, but You can't be wearing that. Oh, well. It's good seasoning and it's free, baby. So we're gonna roll with it.
There you go, right? Roll with the punch.
There you go. Yeah. I started looking it up and I saw that fajita season. And I'm like, me and fajitas, dude. It's like shit.
Yeah, and after you meet him, after you meet Frank, you're gonna be like, man, I want to promote this because he's a nice guy and his product is not bad. It's not geared towards your competition cooking, but your backyard stuff all day long, bro.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Great
shit.
guy.
G-Walt in the house.
Sir. Man, oh man.
Sam, you want to shoot?
Yeah. So, Mike, we do a little segment. It's called your dream team. So we go off of it can be like your Mount Rushmore. It can be your team that you want to take to win any contest in the world, the Royal, the Jack, or 4 guys that just really influence you in barbecue, or just 4 buddies you like to cook with, and then you get 1 honorable mention. So it's 4 guys and then an honorable mention.
AKA a box runner.
I said that with your box runner.
Well, I will. Some people will probably get their feelings hurt, but that's the way it is. So I wrote them down real quick.
Right on. Like that.
Let's start with the honorable mention. It's Ira Green.
That'd be your box runner.
No, he gave me running the boxes, but yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know you. Yes, sir.
He gave me my honorable mention because the team I put together here, it's just what I've seen over the last 5 years, and not just for their consistency, but what they bring to the sport and how good they are to other cooks. Okay. Rita Markarski right off the bat, and I probably butchered her last name, but she's on a roll. She's doing really good. She's done good the last 3 years. And I don't think enough of our females get mentioned enough. So, she does great. Randall Kendrick, awesome guy, consistent cook. And at the end of the day, just good for the sport. Jamie Roby, a great cook, consistent, and he'll travel anywhere in the United States, but usually, to go cook. So he supports all the regions, is what I like. And he's consistent. And then Blake Shandell, who is just gotten back into cooking the last couple of cook-offs. He did Belton, and then he just reserved in Shiner. For many years he was up there, and just because he's not cooking anymore is the reason he's not right now. Humble. This is the other thing I'm looking at, is how humble they are when they get their names called, and what they give back. And I think it's very important what they give back. So that's my dream team, because that's what I would like to be surrounded around at a camp.
Yeah,
awesome.
It's awesome.
First time I met Jamie, we were in Quanah, and it was actually this cook-off that happened last weekend. And I thought, man, I might have this in the bag. I get a second place chicken. Jamie gets a first. I get a third place rib. Jamie gets a second. They call me third place brisket. I think, I got this. I'm going to get my first GC. I turn around, or I'm walking back, and they call the next number, and Jamie stands there, son of a bitch.
No. Well, I need to be clear about why Ira is the honorable mention. It's because he ain't getting there till midnight anyway on Friday night.
Yeah, that's what he said, yeah.
So I don't need that stress on Friday night that he's not showing up.
That's what Mike is saying. It's crazy.
Yeah, like I said, that. It's funny.
Oh, man.
What do we got?
So I never ran into Ira Green or Randall Kendrick, or only one I ran into is Jamie.
Yeah.
And he just rolled up with his little outlaw trailer and a canopy, I think.
Yeah. Well, Randall will be out at the stockyards in a couple of weeks.
Oh, yeah.
Stockyards. Yeah. We did that one last year. I go there because me and the promoter kind of met years ago and kind of developed a plan, and he ran with it, and he's been doing great all on his own. So I feel obligated to go to it. I never do any good there. In fact, I've never walked there. And my wife is like, why do we keep going back? Well, it's a great time. Great concerts, it's at the stockyards. I get to walk and have good food whenever I want, so yeah.
Awesome.
That's awesome. Where do you see the state of competition barbecue in Texas in 2026?
I see more cooks coming out. Even this last cook-off that I was at down on Lake Livingston, there was probably 6 or 7 cooks that this was either their first time or their first time back in like 5 or 6 years. I see us growing. I see everyone growing, period. I see the cooks growing. And I do think that at some point, and I said this at the beginning, the preservation of Texas barbecue needs to be addressed. Something needs to be in place, because you'd be surprised. Like, I was working on a Louisiana cook-off, and when I told them there was no garnishing and this is the way it needed to be turned in, it was the whole chicken, it was just the 3 meats. They're like, well, we got this over here and this over here. Well, those can be your ancillaries, but as far as Texas barbecue is what you want here, this is what's happening, and I think it's just preserving the history. I think it's important. I mean, we don't do enough. I don't think we do enough to preserve it. There needs to be a state committee or something like that.
No, and I agree, man. That's awesome that like you said, you're kind of heading in that direction. But I totally agree with you on that. We just need beef prices to come down a little bit.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, I'm doing my part. I think I'm going to buy like 6 cows next month. Yeah.
That's only 12 briskets, Mike.
No. They're babies. They're babies. They're going to bring.
Like babies.
He's going to turn those 6 into 12.
There you go.
Become a rancher.
I mean, let's face it. By the time we're done cooking briskets, it's like this big, anyways.
Yeah, for sure. I took what did I do this weekend? Took a 12. I put it on the scale. When I was done with it, it was like 6.1. I'm like, damn, that's a lot. It's still a damn good brisket though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel bad sometimes because so what I always do, and it's no secret, I'll take a Wagyu Gold 21, 22 pounder, and I just cut the heart out of it, and that's all I cook. That's all I cook at every cook-off, because I need to have every advantage I can get. I need to get where I can get it.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
And plus, I'm used to it, so that's how I know how to cook that and how long it's going to take. And the rest, my neighbor, I give to him for his deer sausage and whatever he's doing. Now he keeps me fully stocked throughout the year.
Deer sausage, yeah.
I'm not going to do it.
Right.
So, and then I'll take the point, and I'll do. I practice burn-ins just in case one day I'm there. I have like 6 in the freezer waiting just for more practice. Only barbecues, practice. It's good times. And I did a change the other day, and it's a sign of my age. I went to all hasty bakes. Okay,
Nice.
Moving shit around. Even the barrel started getting heavy for me. So I cook my chicken on a 250. I cook my ribs on a 300, and I got a roughneck for my brisket, which that may change here the next 3 or 4 months to a 300 or a Ranger, because I'm tired of wheeling out that roughneck out of the trailer.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to get to a point in my age where it's more efficient fuel wise to cook, and the weight, and to me it's a challenge. That's the other thing I love. I love when something goes wrong or I forgot something. I was like that when I was catering. If something got screwed up, all right, challenge accepted. How do we fix it? For some reason, I fed off of that. At first it was like, oh fuck, shit. My wife's like, what the hell's wrong with you? God, this. But hold on, that was the fun part.
Yeah.
It's the same thing in competition cooking. Fire's not running right for some reason. The wind just picked up. Like this past weekend, I set up for a nice south wind. It was awesome. I woke up in the morning going from the north. I'm like, what the hell?
Yeah.
And it wasn't for the pits to run better. It was just so I wouldn't smell like smoke the next day.
Right.
Yeah.
So G-Walt's asking, Mike, what does it take to get an IBCA sanctioned cook-off, like a first annual? How would you go about initiating it with y'all? I have a few friends who want to have one by the year end and continue it annually.
Yeah. Micah, give my phone number, 512-466-6952. And it doesn't take a lot. It does take a year out. Usually you can do it in 6 months. Sponsors is a key. Unfortunately, nowadays cooks look at the payouts, what you're going to guarantee. If you do a percentage payout, they're always going to be calling you the week before. Hey, how many cooks are signed up? How many cooks are signed up? Seeing if they're worth their trip. And what's going to hurt us here in the next probably 2 or 3 months is diesel prices.
Yeah.
My Lake Livingston trip was almost $300 in diesel to go and come. So that's going to be, what I tell promoters: location. And once they're there, make them feel like they're special, and so they come back. Your whole goal in your first cook-off is to make them want to come back. Taking care of their trash, even just breakfast tacos that you can get for $2 a piece sometimes in the morning to just drop off at their camp. Utilize your local assets like your junior ROTC or your FFA or wherever needs community service hours, as far as like for high school stuff. They can come
Very
up
good point.
trash. They'll check on you. They'll do all kinds of stuff, and that makes a cook feel like, man, they really took care of me. And one of the bigger things that a lot of people don't do is parking. Park them. Have a golf cart ready at check-in. Have an actual check-in area where you stop, get a little goodie bag, and have somebody follow you in. And that's what Wade Carpenter did at Briscoe that was so great. I parked trailers there from the very beginning. I mean, when Wade did his first cook-off, Briscoe's first cook-off, I think had 6 competitors, and I was one of them. Wow. Me and Ernest Cervantes were one of the 2 there, and mine. Wade's a really good friend of mine, and we go way back. On the second year we did another one, we had like 8, and that's when we talked about sanctioning. And he went with IBCA at that time, and the next year we had 40 or 50, and then after that it just blew up. The last year that it was an IBCA cook, I think we had 178 teams.
Wow.
And it was because of what he was providing. He provided a meal on Friday night after an awesome opening ceremony. Music the whole time. Everyone had water and electricity, and it was a great facility. It was the perfect storm to have an annual event grow, So location, make the cooks feel good so they want to come back next year. And it just depends on your area. How are you going to make them do that? What are you going to provide for them?
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely.
What advice would you give some? I know we talked about it earlier about, a lot of people say that, take a class, but if you see somebody struggling or, at a comp first time out there, what advice would you give somebody, since you've been doing it for a minute, man?
Man, on Friday night, they need to go chig all they can from every other cook.
Yeah.
They go walking around looking everywhere now. So I will tell you, back in the day before people were doing a lot of classes, and what I would do, and I'm not embarrassed to tell you, all the barbecue shows that were going on, barbecue pit masters, all that stuff. I would freeze and see and zoom in to see what was on their table.
Oh yeah.
Not what they were saying, but what was on the table. I've never heard of that. Never heard of that spice. What are they doing with that? Oh my God.
Right. What's that?
You just you have to practice. Unfortunately for me, because of the barbecue restaurant aspect of it, I'm always trying new things, and I can't stop from doing that. I don't think not any one ever barbecue competition cook I've ever done has been the exact same recipe. I just can't. And that's my Achilles heel. I can't. I got to do something different. Like,
Yeah.
I got a first place brisket last week. I'm going to change it this week because I'm a dumbass. You know what I'm saying? Because I can. It's hard.
Well, that's what makes it fun too, right? I mean,
Yeah.
if you're doing the same thing week in and week out and getting the same results, I mean, why not change it up?
Yeah. I mean, I'm happy with a couple of walks. This week I only had one. In Belton, I only had one, but there was 104 teams there, and it was a 9th place brisket or 15th place brisket. I'll take that all day.
Oh, if it had to be a meat, definitely be brisket for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I had a 17th rib. And guess this. And guess what? A 77th freaking chicken.
Been there.
Yeah. Man, I'm like, what the hell? So
after all these years, that chicken's still chickening, right? Everybody's
but I will say this, Serge. If you find what you like and it's good and it's juicy, the texture is there, you have to do it for 3 or 4 cooks because your judges always change. So don't think that because it didn't work at this cook-off, it's not going to work at the next.
Right. I
would tell you, you may tweak here and there, but I wouldn't just switch everything out overnight unless you just thought it was horrible. So that'd be my advice for that.
Yep. I used to do the same thing with chicken. That chicken sucked out the window. Something else the next contest.
Yeah.
And now I've got it written down and I follow it to a T. And if it walks, it walks. If it doesn't, it doesn't.
Yeah.
No, man, but I'm right there with you, though. I mean, I can't count how many screenshots I've got from the early from the 2019, 2018, 2017 era. You know what I mean? Of like, oh, wait a minute, you catch a little pause in it, and you're like, what's that sauce? What's that finishing dust? What's that? You zoom in, and that's how you used to find things out back then. It's crazy.
Yep. That's all we had. That's all we had. TikTok, just throwing things out all the time.
Yeah. I think when the world of competition barbecue, a lot of these guys have just opened up so much, and there's so much. It's a brotherhood. It's a family now, so much more than ever that they're sharing. Not necessarily recipes, but strategy
tips and tricks
stuff. Yeah. To help with that learning curve, you know what I mean? Because they see the average guy out there struggling, and they know what it's about, So
yeah, I've always told people I can give you everything I do. You're still gonna have to cook it.
Absolutely.
You're still gonna have to cook it. You're still gonna have to battle the elements when you're doing it.
Yeah,
it's a different story. My brother, great bean cook in the house. In the house, he's a great bean cook. He went to his first competition and just didn't know what to do. Of course, it was August in Fort Stockton. So
wow!
Don't even do it.
And we didn't have a trader.
Yeah.
It was a canopy, a couple of tables, a chair, and a 5-gallon igloo bucket. That was it.
That's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, Fort Stockton is a different beast, man.
That's Serge's favorite contest.
Shit.
Yeah, damn. That's Kyle's, man.
That's Kyle's favorite contest.
That's the highest out of us here. He's got the more bragging rights on that one, even though he won't brag on it. But yeah, he's got the highest placement there than the rest of us in that one.
That's a good time.
Not bad, man.
Mike. So yeah, soon. Mike, tell me. Even if you don't go cook, even if you just go help, run the event or whatever. What's your favorite cook-off throughout the year right now?
Let me see here. I'm going to have to tell you it's going to be the stockyards. There's just a lot going on, Now, as a cook, you can get lost in everything going on and screw up your cook. Mm-hmm. But you're going to have a good time either way, and the payout's great. I think it's 25,000 this year. And that may even be 50 next year.
Wow.
So he's started something special, and he had a goal, Now I will tell you the up and coming one, the Belton one was great. Besides the ancillaries getting screwed up, he had a car show, he had a gun show, he had stuff for kids to do. He even had adoption for dogs. You name it.
Anything. Yeah.
Everybody was on concrete. It was well lit. Look to that to be 200 probably next year, and his payout is going to grow. This was just his first one, guys. He did a great job considering everything that he took on for a first year cook. That one's going to be a contender next year for probably the best cook-off in the state. And his goal is to make it the biggest in the state of Texas, we'll be competing with San Antonio.
Dang.
I think San Antonio this year was 350. I think 330.
Yeah.
I missed that one because my son decided to get married on that day, but whatever.
No big deal, right?
Yeah. But we ran that one for the first time in a while, and with a new system, and it ran flawlessly.
That's good.
The good thing is, if you have even an 80-man cook-off to 100, our results are done after the last judge sends in his. This last cook-off we just did, we had 40-something teams, and we were done. We were having awards, I think it was at 4:00, an hour after the last turn-in.
Wow.
It's fast. It's quick. It's instant. The program does it instant. The minute it gets scanned, it's done. It's done. So you can have awards whenever. Now, sometimes we are at the mercy of the promoter.
Yeah.
And we understand that, but most of the time we want to. A lot of cooks nowadays, they cook and leave. Yep. They get up and leave, and I get that. I'm not that guy because I bring the house with me. So there's no way I'm leaving on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
It's a weekend for us, guaranteed. But I look forward to seeing you guys up north. I'll make some trips up there this year for sure.
So we got a good up and coming one in Plainview. Melody and the promoter Mason, they've done a real good job with that one. This will be the second year on it.
Okay, cool.
And it's you don't have to worry about parking there.
That's what I'm talking about.
It's a huge parking lot and a great venue. And they did a real good job with it last year. For being the first year, I think they had over 30 teams.
See, and that's great to see because 4 or 5 years ago, everybody was at 10 to 15 teams.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It's good to see it come back. I remember back in the day, you couldn't go to a cook-off that wasn't less than 50.
Yeah.
Yep.
So it meant it was a little different,
Yeah.
That's
what I told Anthony the other day. Whenever we were talking about it, I was like, "How many teams?" And I can't remember you said something. I was like, "Man, that's quite a bit of teams for the area." That's people are coming out for that for sure.
Yeah. I'm telling you, there's a lot of new cooks out there, and some of the old cooks coming back.
Yep.
It's important. It's important. It's great to see. It's great to see.
Yeah.
Sometimes I feel I forget that I have a real job. Because I'm on here doing this.
Thinking about barbecue all the damn time.
Oh, all day. Yeah. And the cool thing is the guys I work with, we barbecue for cops sometimes too. So, we have 5 pit makers, trailers.
Dang.
We have
plenty
one
of room.
We have one in Odessa, actually Midland, We've got one in Dallas, Austin, and out in East Texas. So, I mean, these guys, they just go and cook for first responders, law enforcement primarily, at their events or help them. The golf tournaments, they'll go do little simple things like hot dogs or hamburgers, but, and they're starting to like, hey, there's this first responder competition. Can we enter it? I said, if it's first responders, yeah, we'll pay to go. So they're starting to get into it. They just did one in Wichita Falls, Guns and Hoses. Our guys up in the north went to go do that one.
That's cool.
Yeah. This is the first year they didn't call and ask me for anything.
Mike says, womp womp. He's all sad.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine. That just means that they're becoming
taking the reins.
Yep.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, taking the reins for sure, man. Any new things for IBCA coming up that you can talk about, or
just we talked about at the beginning, just the upcoming rule change. Our annual meeting will be coming up here in the summer. The one thing that I can tell people, if you want to see a change in what we're doing or how we're doing things, that meeting is the best place to do it at. Because you can submit your stuff, but if you want to speak on why you submitted it and behind that's the place to be. This organization is about what the cooks want. It is an elected board by the members, and we listen. And there are sometimes that the board members will get a rule change that's been submitted, and there's no way we can do that. And there's a lot of different reasons why. And I will tell you, half the time is because it costs money to change our scoring system.
right?
Should be rewritten,
Right.
and to do it right. Our system is bulletproof. You can't screw it up. Okay, the system does it all, and you don't even need Wi-Fi to run it. And it's not going to break. The thing is that once it's in, the computer, the program does everything. And if there is Wi-Fi available, you'll have results, 20 minutes after the GC and the RGC has been announced.
Right.
If there's no Wi-Fi, then they'll print it out for you. And I think that's the important thing, because what I have noticed a lot on Saturday night walking around with the cooks that have stuck around is them talking about their scores. And that's important because they're comparing and talking about stuff. And they're talking about, well, I got this table and I got this table. Well, I'm going to tell you, this past weekend that I didn't walk in ribs or chicken, and there were a couple other really good cooks that didn't walk either. We fell on the same table. That made me feel better.
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, it does.
I get to sleep at night. I go, I didn't screw that up. I didn't screw it up that bad,
You're in great company.
Yeah. And then, I spoke to a cook who GC this last weekend, and he goes down and and it's Obi. He'll go down and he'll pull out the sheets and he'll look. He'll spend the weekend before to try to tweak his stuff on how how his scores came in. He didn't walk in Belton, but there was a shitload of people at Belton, and he GC'd this past weekend. So you never know, and I think that's
right.
the good thing. I know my wife is getting tired of not me getting a GC or anything like that, so she's like, yeah,
Yeah, my wife too.
You do it for the love of the sport.
It's just what it is,
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for politicking, and there's a time and a place for just talking barbecue, and I think that I know that fine line. I'm not a very well-known person around the cooks just because I don't get allowed a whole lot. But you remember me by the hat I usually wear, because I wear one of those open road hats. Started doing that just because they won't remember me, but they'll remember the guy with a cocksucker hat that was walking around. That was all strategic. And now I love those hats. I have two of them now. You know, and I almost wore it tonight inside the house. That's how crazy it is. You know. But no, it's a great sport. We're going to do everything we can to promote it. We're going to do everything we can to preserve it. And you guys being out there talking about this on Mondays and stuff like that, and bringing people on, it's great for the sport. You know, it's going to be great, and you guys are doing a great job, and you're doing your part, and I applaud you for that.
Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, Mike. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
We didn't plan on it, but we'll take it. We just did it because everybody was talking shit on text. So
yeah.
But that's barbecue, right?
Yeah. Remember, there's no crying in barbecue.
yeah, for sure.
Yeah, right.
Sure.
I know.
And if there's no shit talking in barbecue, then yeah. You hear that, Anthony?
Yeah, right.
That chocolate at your ass.
No, she just turns them away at turn in.
Wow, hey, Sam, I gotta get personal, bro.
Dude, that's old
damn.
That one, Sam.
Yeah.
Well, cool, Mike, man. I appreciate you coming on and spending some time with us and talking to us, man. And it was
yes, sir.
It was good to talk to you, and like I said, just how it all happened, man. It's awesome.
Yeah, we'll see you in New Mexico, man.
Yeah, I appreciate you guys, and yeah, it looks like I'll be making that 8.5-hour drive.
There you go. You see the scenery, the West Texas scenery, right?
Yeah, if you're there, if you guys show up, I always have good cigars. That's one thing I will have. So if you smoke them, come on over.
Awesome, bro.
Awesome, man. Awesome, Mike.
Right,
well,
guys.
cool. Any shout outs you want to give out?
Man, just to the IBCA board for continuing to stay on task, you know, and not responding. This is the hardest thing in the world, not responding to Facebook comments, because at the end of the day, we need to be professional, you know, and we want to represent that professionalism. So it's one thing, you know, there's, like I said, there's a lot of trolling going on, and you can either fall into it and get into that, or you can't, or you don't. And I don't think anybody in our board should be doing that, and they don't, for the most part. And if they do, you know, there's a text say, "Hey, stop it." You know, there's no need for it. You know, I just think that our board's come a long way. Not to say that any board that we're not better than any other board. We're just the right board for the right time, is what I'm saying. And I'm proud of them. Our board's done great. And our members, our cooks, shout out to them because they're always professional. They do a good job. We haven't been kicked out anywhere lately, so we're doing all right.
Right on, man.
Awesome, Mike. Well, cool. Well, hopefully we'll see you here pretty soon, and keep doing what you're doing, man. You're doing a damn good job.
We'll meet. We'll see you guys.
Absolutely.
Thanks for taking the time, Mike. Thank you.
Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it. Bye. Another good one.
Another good one, man.
Yes, sir.
I'm excited for them to drop that 6 score, though.
Me too.
I'm ready for that.
Let's see. Dude, these layouts are all jacked up here.
Oh.
Oh shit, Solo.
I'm just going through all of them.
Looks kind of foggy over there. Where you're at.
There it is.
There you go.
No. Anyways.
Surprised you didn't bring your whole setup with you.
Shit, no. Barely made. Lucky I made it on today.
I'm not sure who we got next week. I'm still not smart enough to get my notes from my computer to my phone.
Next week we got my homie Bernie Satucci with the Cobra Kai barbecue.
Thanks, Chase.
Thanks,
right on.
Thanks, Chase.
New blood. Thank you.
Shit, yeah.
Set
it up.
Yes, sir.
Set it up, Kyle. We'll do it again.
He'll be here. I already talked to him about it. He's excited, man. He's been on once before.
Oh yeah, Bernie, right?
Yeah, Bernie was on before.
Yeah. He was on with the West Texas Barbecue Bash. One of the first ones, right?
South Texas, but yeah.
South Texas. There you go. Cool.
Right on.
That's been a minute.
Yeah, it is.
Almost a year. Almost a year, bro. Shit's coming up here in a
Dude.
couple weeks.
It's crazy, fella.
We just finished 84, so it's crazy.
Jeez.
Awesome.
We'll be at 100 before
Cool,
you
boys.
know it.
All right. All right, man.
All right, boys. Thank y'all for watching.
Yep. Later.
Y'all take it easy,
Appreciate you guys.
Later, boys.
There you go.
Later.
This is Parrish Randall, and this concludes this episode of Beyond the Smoke. Thanks for stopping by, friend. We hope to see you again real soon. Until next time, happy trails. Until we talk meat again.